Hello, Goddess. This is Andrea with You Are Mind, Body, Soul. And in this temple space, I guide your inner goddess to bridge the mind, body, and soul through psychosomatic education, consciousness reconditioning, as well as alchemy and energetics. Come on into the space. I hope that you are feeling relaxed and receptive. Today, we're going to talk about how your feminine energy holds you back. There is a lot of shadow energy surrounding femininity. And I know that we are living in a day where there are a lot of channels supporting feminine energy. However, this energy can be very toxic and limiting for your overall journey when you are not aware of the fact that there is an overarching energy to your feminine energy and you are out of balance. So before I get too deeply into the topic, I want to remind you, please like the video so that the algorithm can do its magical, mysterious thing, and I can know that you are vibrating with this message and continue to create this content. Please share this video so that other goddesses such as yourself can receive these downloads. And please remember to subscribe, tap that notification bell so that you are notified when I drop this content every Monday. Thank you so much for your presence and taking the time to vibe with me today. So let's get into it. All right. So your feminine energy is holding you back. One of the primary things in realizing that your feminine energy is holding you back is if you feel like you are stuck and you are stagnating and you're not moving into new stages of your life, new stages of your consciousness and elevation. So what does this look like? Basically, a very easy way to know whether or not you are growing or leveling up is not to be looking at your external to see, do I have new material, like do I have new material things in my life? Do I have new people like in my life? Like you're not looking at the three-dimensional realm all the way for it. You're really asking yourself, am I coming across new challenges in life? Am I asking myself new questions in life? And I remember in my formative years, in my 20s and in my early 30s, I would always ask myself, there was always a point, and it was always the summertime, where I would take the time to naturally go back and review the past year to see, am I making the same mistakes in life? Am I coming across new problems, new upgraded problems, or am I having the same damn problem that I had a year ago? Like, is it like, am I having a new relationship, but the challenges of that relationship are the same as the challenges that I had in the previous relationship? Do I have a new job or a new career, but I'm still dealing with like the same haters, the same shade that I had to deal with when I was in the last career? Am I dealing with the same limiting variables? Am I still exhausted? Do I not feel fulfilled? So you can start to see that you are either in a cycle where you are coming back around to the same issues, the very same issues, but now they have different facades on them. You're either cycling or you are spiraling. And we have talked about what that spiral is. It's having new challenges, it's having new awakenings. So if you feel like this, you could definitely be in a space of feminine shadow. Because when a woman is in her feminine shadow, she can be very controlling. These are the symptoms, okay? You can be very controlling because yes, you are aware of your power, but now you feel like you have to exert that power over everything. And yes, this can also be like a masculine shadow thing, but a lot of time a woman in her feminine shadow can really kind of absorb things around her and draw them and pull them in, but really not be transitioning and transforming whatever it is you are pulling in. You're just pulling it into a cycle, like the dryer, putting your clothes in the dryer, pulling someone into your world, and it's just going on cycle. You're not really being intentional with how you are guiding your energy or the situation to the outcome of your up level self. I hope that that makes sense. Okay. Another thing is when you have fear of commitment. When you have fear of commitment to something, to start with something, it means that that thing is either A, not in alignment for you right now, for where you are, or it means that you have not found that spark of inspiration to allow you to stay for that commitment and to get into a relaxed devotional journey with that thing. Because when a woman is in her feminine energy and she is taking a journey towards something in a relationship that is co-relational with a experience, whether it be a job or whether it be a relationship, it could be your relationship with your workout plan or the gym, and you feel like you don't want to have that commitment, it is because somewhere inside of you, there is a lingering of vibration that is not fully alight. And so, somewhere inside of your energy centers, you want to be aware of what is causing you to not take that leap of faith. Because a lot of times we can know that something is for us, it is the right thing, and we just hesitate. And so then what that turns into is when you are kind of just floating. Okay. You're just floating, you're out in limbo because that feminine energy and its shadow energy can be undirected. It's unintentional. It's definitely infinite potential. Feminine energy is infinite potential. But in the same light, high value evolved femininity has a general stream that she is flowing in. So when you find yourself just kind of floating through life and everything is, maybe mediocre or like slightly above mediocre, like it's good enough, but you're not like passionate about it, you're not on fire about it, and you're just kind of floating like, oh, well, life could happen to me, this may or may not happen, like you're kind of in your deactivated feminine energy versus when you are in the flow where you have connection with your desire. Check out that previous video and you recognize intentionally that the way that you are living your life from the moment that you wake up to the moment that you go to sleep is in alignment with the stream and with the flow of what you desire for your future. Okay. So feminine energy recognize that it is the dedication rather than the destination. So when you are in your feminine energy really deeply on your journey, you're well aware that this is a devotional practice. And yes, you may have an outcome, but the devotional practice, you are really sowing into and cultivating that devotional practice because it really helps to elevate, and it helps to define your vibration so that we are increasing the probability and the potential of our ultimate outcome. Okay. So we want to be in the current, we want to be feeling juicy, we want that flow versus the stagnation. Okay, so another thing that is definitely a feminine shadow is when you are emotionally stagnant. So let's talk about it. So that is when you are experiencing an emotion, an undesirable emotion, again, cyclically. So these things are definitely highlighted. So let's say every time your moon cycle comes around, you go into a state of deep depression, and this is affecting your quality of life, your ability to function in your immediate relationships. It should be very obvious. Okay. Let's say that that is happening each and every time. And so femininity in its shadow, again, would just be accepting of, well, this is what is showing up for me. This is happening for me. So I'm just going to allow it because that's just the way that things are. But when you activate your goddess energy, your divinity, you recognize that you actually have power over these things and you have the ability to shift those things based on how you are vibrationally showing up for life. So everything, you are everything and everything is you. All right, let's throw some Mary J. Blige in there because it just felt appropriate in that moment. Okay, honey. And what I'm talking about is your inner goddess. So how brightly can you shine your light? And how self-aware can you be, and how skilled with your energy can you be to find that thing that is inside of you that is turning down the flame. So October, we're talking a lot about that flame, that pranic energy. Okay, that primal energy, because feminine energy gives birth to everything. So you want to be connected with that. So if you are having an emotional experience that is undesirable, sitting and getting in tune with that through journaling and through sitting with your body will identify what it is, so that you can then start to work through it, and so that it doesn't show up in your future. And for me, I can always tell that there's some kind of unresolved thing in me, specifically when it comes to the moon cycle. And so we can simplify our lives using our feminine energy just by using the moon cycle uh, as a marker, an identifier of the things that emotionally we are finding challenges. Because inevitably speaking, when you allow yourself to even just show up for yourself, you're going to cry. There's going to be a point where you're going to feel emotional. You're going to get some type of emotional change from your baseline that's going to help you identify. And so what we can do is, once we identify those things, we can transmute. Okay. We can alchemically transmute these feelings into something better. But you can't change anything if you're not aware of what that thing even is. So if you are depressed, you're experiencing depression, that means that your body is in a deep state of rest. Depression means deep rest, and finding that rest and finding why you feel like whatever that thing is for you is holding you back. Maybe you need to release what the past has offered you. And sometimes a big part of releasing the past is understanding exactly what the lessons were from that thing, and really processing that lesson in your womb, processing it in your belly, at that level, and processing it through your heart. These are like the core centers, and that really transition us from the physical to the spiritual realm. And these systems, these points, the womb, the belly, the solar plexus, the heart energy, those spaces come from our interaction with the three-dimensional reality, how we define ourselves, how we protect ourselves, keep ourselves safe, how we find comfort, how we find joy and fulfillment, that open, spacious heart energy. We make that transition through those energy centers. And so when we are really allowing ourselves to do work with the challenging questions, then we can start to transmute things through those energy centers. We are processing those things, which allow access for more flow. And so just taking the time to acknowledge an emotion that you are experiencing will then take it so that now you can channel it into whatever your intentions are that you have set for yourself and the path that you want to go on, so that you can continue to support more flow, and you can even increase the rate of the current or slow things down if you need to. It just allows you to become more alchemically attuned, and using your moon cycle, your menses, is one of the biggest ways. So please like this video if you're vibrating with that message. Okay. So it's important for us to recognize that goddess energy encompasses it all, okay? And goddess energy is not just feminine energy. Goddess energy allows you to transcend the limitations of just being a woman, because at the end of the day, each and every one of us, whether or not you are a man or a woman, you have masculine and feminine energy. And when we move into the concept of tantra and tantric principles, there is a knowing that we hold space for the masculine and the feminine to have this weaving of energy between one another. And so we are able to find that interplay of, okay, this is a time for me to flow and move in through this day-to-day rhythm of what I have, because I know that this day-to-day rhythm is leading me to a place that feels greater and different than where I am now. Not to say that where you are right now is not fabulous, but when you're activated in your divinity, you're growing, you're expansive, because at the end of the day, we have all come from that one source point energy. So the goddess energy really allows you to bring those things together. And we're going to continue to talk about that this semester. So if you like this video, please remember to tap that like button, share it if you love the format, leave a comment below if the energy is resonating with you. I will catch you in the next one. One love. Mwah.